Okay, so good day again, everyone. So this time, we'll be talking about idioms, collocations, and context clues. In your module, our lesson on that part is um, identifying and understanding idioms using collocations and context clues. Now, for you to be able to do those, let's first identify and talk about each one of them separately. So first of all is idioms. So what are idioms? Idioms are phrases which people use in everyday language, which we do not make sense literally, but we understand what they mean. What do we mean by this? So these are phrases, expressions in which when we say something, if we think logically, it does not make sense. Yet, we understand their meaning. So why do we have those idioms? So no one really knows why they exist. No one knows who coined them first, or where they all began. But every culture seems to have their own idioms or expressions. And the English language has many of them. So the origins of idioms. Most idioms come from ancient literature or even classic films. Many idioms originated as quotations from well-known writers such as Shakespeare. Learning the backgrounds of idioms can help you to remember them. Idioms should be in proper situations. They enrich our speech and increase our vocabulary. The grammar and the vocabulary of the idioms are fixed, and if we change them, we lose the meaning of the idiom. Meaning to say, these idioms cannot be interchanged. They are always that idiom. If not, they will lose their meaning or they will have a different meaning. So examples of some idioms: jump at your own shadow, meaning to be overly frightened, and jump off the page, meaning something that stands out. On the rocks, meaning a relationship experiencing problems. So for those who have a love life, even though you are grade 8, so if you don't want to um, openly be honest and say that you're having relationship problems, you can just say, oh, our relationship at the moment is on the rocks. So if the other people do not know the definition of that, then it's all good. But if they know, then it means that they will understand that your relationship with your lover or others is having some problems. And this is a very common idiom that almost everybody knows. Lovey-dovey, meaning making an excessive display of affection. PDI, PDA, public display of affection. So here are some idioms on the body. Flesh and blood. See? It means relative. Yet, what is the connection of flesh and blood to the word relative? So there's no connection. Yet, when we say flesh and blood, we know its meaning. Turn a blind eye. Ignoring something that you know is wrong. To jump down someone's throat. To react angrily to something that someone says or does. A slip of the tongue, when you say something which you did not mean to say, especially when you're during emotional outbursts, such as when you're angry, you're sad, or when you're just very talkative. Head over heels, deeply in love. Food idioms: souped up, made more powerful or stylish. It's not suit up, it's soup up.
Saging!
No! Okay, I will not remove that. That is Sir JP, okay? So, Sir JP likes bananas. If Teachers Day comes, kindly bring bananas for Sir JP. Selling hotcakes or sell like hotcakes, meaning very popular or bought by many people. Spill the beans, reveal the truth. Take something with a pinch of grain or a pinch of salt. Don't consider something 100% accurate. Use your noodles. Use your brain. Oh, use your noodles, students. Meaning, use your brains or think. Idioms using animals. Ants in one's pants. Oh, that rhymes, you know. Ants in one's pants. Ants in one's pants. Okay. Unable to sit still or remain calm out of nervousness or excitement. So it is your jittery. Okay. The birds and bees. The birds and bees. So when your teacher in science says, "Oh, okay, we're going to talk about the birds and bees," it means sex education.
What?
Catnap, a short sleep. Chicken out, so you became a coward or you thought carefully and you want to back out. Decide not to do something out of fear. Copycat, so you know this, you're trying to copy someone else. Idioms using time. So,
Bye-bye.
expression from time to time, meaning, examples, I read the newspaper from time to time. Kill time, I am just killing time, so meaning, you're wasting time.
Ay, mabalik pa yun.
Time out, meaning, break. Only a matter of time, meaning just a few moments. So a little fun in games. Idioms can be quite fun and useful too when writing. They are a good use of imagery. Remember our one topic earlier, imagery or sensory images, when trying to describe attitudes, behaviors, and when you are trying to draw your reader's attention to a point you feel is important to your work. For example, when using the idiom, "He was beating a dead horse," you might be pointing out the uselessness of a politician's promises if the issue is no longer relevant. So here are other idioms. So it's raining cats and dogs. It does not mean that you're literally falling cats and dogs. It just means that it's raining very hard. When pigs flies, so something that will never happen. So, my own relationship, it is a pig that will never fly. Let the cat out of the bag. Reveal a secret. Okay, so that is for the idioms. So moving on to context clues. So what do we mean by context clues? Context clues are information a reader can get from reading that helps show what a word or group of words means. It is as if you are becoming Sherlock Holmes. You are trying to use the different evidence or clues that are around the unfamiliar word. Let's say the unfamiliar word is in the middle of a paragraph. So you're going to use the paragraph as the clue and try to identify what is the definition of the unfamiliar word. So that is context clues. So there are different types of context clues. We have synonym, antonym, explanation, and example. So when we say synonym, a synonym or word with the same meaning is used in the sentence. For example, my opponent's argument is fallacious, misleading, plain, wrong. So the unfamiliar word is fallacious. And we have there the word misleading. So meaning to say it is wrong. Next, antonym. A word or a group of words that has the opposite meaning. So basically, it's the reverse of synonym. Example, although some men are loquacious, others hardly talk at all. So we have there the context clue, others hardly talk at all. And reverse it, meaning to say loquacious means that talkative or people that talk a lot. Next, explanation. So the unknown word is explained within the sentence or in a sentence immediately preceding it. For example, the patient is so somnolent that she requires medication to help her stay awake for more than a short time. Meaning the word somnolent is what? It means that a person that is more or less asleep all the time because he or she needs some drugs, medicine to do just stay awake. Next, example context clues. So specific examples are used to define the unfamiliar term. For example, celestial bodies such as sun, moon, and stars are governed by predictable laws. So we have there the examples sun, moon, and stars. So what do we mean by celestial bodies? So it means that things that are in outer space. So moving on to other more types of context clues. We have the definition. So the unfamiliar word is explained by using a more familiar word or phrase. Etymology is the study of insects. Archaeology is the scientific study of prehistoric culture by excavation of their remains. So, definition or description clues. His emaciation, that is, his skeleton-like appearance, was frightening to see. So what do we mean by emaciation? Meaning skeleton-like appearance. So the dodin, a short-stemmed clay pipe, is found in Irish folktales. So what is the dodin? It is a short-stemmed clay pipe, and so on and so forth. Restatement or synonym clues. So we already know that. What is synonym clues? Comparison clues. The unfamiliar word is shown to be the same as or like another word. To, like, as, similar to, or in the same way may be used to signal the comparison. For example, my brother is enthralled by birds, similar to the way that I am fascinated by insects. So what is the meaning of enthralled? So enthralled is being compared to fascinated. So meaning to say, enthralled and fascinated may have the same meaning. It is as if you're very interested. Contrast or antonym, we already talked about that. Example, we already talked about that. List or series. The unfamiliar word is included in a series or related words that give an idea of the word's meaning. For example, North American predators include grizzly bears, pumas, wolves, foxes. The unfamiliar word is predators. And we have here a list of what are predators. Grizzly bears, pumas, wolves, and foxes. If we can analyze carefully, those animals eat meat or they attack other animals. Meaning, predators are animals that attack other animals for food. Cause and effect. The meaning of an unfamiliar word is signaled by a cause and effect relationship between ideas in the text. For example, due to a dearth of termites, the aardvark starved to death. Okay, so we have either the unfamiliar word, dirt, and the meaning is starved to, the aardvark starved to death. Description or inference. So the meaning of an unfamiliar word can be inferred from the description of a situation or experience. For example, the monkey's vociferous chatter made me wish I had earplugs. So, what kind of situation do you need to be in that you would wish to have earplugs? So, in a very noisy environment.
Magic! Nilalabas na kape!
Advertisement by Sir JP. upload ko talaga rebalo. Yeah. Yeah. So meaning vociferous is very noisy. Other examples, she told her friend, "I'm through with blind dates forever. What a dull evening. I was bored every minute." The conversation was absolutely vapid. So, what is vapid? We we do not know that. But we have there the clues that what kind of situation do you need to be in that you would not want it to happen again and you are bored to death or bored every minute. So meaning to say, a vapid is more or less very dull, very uneventful, or very boring. Ano? Yeah. Okay. So that's all for our idioms and context clues. For collocations, we will have a separate video for that. So I hope you understand those two. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, and goodbye.